that it costs to sit up here. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. Perfect. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight.
All right, y'all, let's dive into the recent drama involving gospel singer Marvin Sapp. This is a juicy one, so grab your popcorn. Marvin Sapp is well known for his hit gospel songs like Never Would Have Made It and Best in You, but lately, he's been getting attention for something that has nothing to do with music. Instead, he's gone viral for an incident that has people talking about church, money, and maybe some shady behavior behind the scenes. This isn't a new song he's promoting, it's a full-blown scandal that has everyone questioning what's going on at his church. So here's what happened. At the 2024 PAW convention in Baltimore, Marvin did something that made headlines for all the wrong reasons. During a church service, Marvin reportedly instructed ushers to lock the doors, trapping the people inside the church. Why? Because he wanted them to pay up. He demanded that each person donate $20 right then and there.
And this is what God is saying for at least 1,000 of you in the building. And this is simple. I'm not going to challenge you the way Bishop did. But I know that there's 1,000 individuals under the sound of my voice that can do what I'm about to challenge you all to do. This is simple. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge will be $20,000. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge you all to do will be $20,000.
If the $40,000 goal wasn't reached, no one could leave. It felt like a hostage situation, honestly. Now, when that video of Marvin went viral, social media had a field day, and it wasn't pretty. People started criticizing him for what they saw as a money grab, disguised as a religious act. Marvin didn't stop there, though. He then turned his attention to the pastors in the crowd, telling them that they needed to donate $100 each.
Those of us who are on the dais, I'm taking you higher, so put it back. I'm a strong believer that leaders lead not only in time, not only in talent, but also in treasure. Leaders lead in time, talent, and treasure. I was taught a long time ago that it costs to sit up here.
His reasoning? The privilege of sitting in the altar. Seriously, it sounded like he was running a VIP section at a nightclub, not a church service. Marvin's defense for this unusual demand was that he was challenging the congregation to give just as people in biblical times were expected to offer sacrifices to God. He argued that $20 was a small price to pay to help the church, and he wasn't forcing anyone to give, it was all voluntary, right? But even though he tried to frame it as a spiritual call to give, it certainly felt more like a transaction than a moment of worship. It left many people questioning what's really going on behind the scenes. To make matters worse, things got even more intense when Marvin caught wind of some people trying to sneak out of the service without paying. That's when he got really upset. He allegedly told the ushers to lock the doors and not let anyone leave until they dropped their money at the front of the church. It felt like he was more focused on hitting that financial goal than actually leading a spiritual service. But wait, it doesn't stop there. Before Marvin even took the stage, another preacher at the event took things to a whole new level. This bishop started literally auctioning off God's blessings. He told the congregation that 12 people needed to give $800 each for a new beginning and that 25 others should cough up $500 for closure.
That it costs to sit up here. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight.
And of course, he asked people to use Venmo to send their money. Yeah, you heard that right, Venmo. It's like these preachers were turning the church into a business and treating it like a marketplace instead of a house of worship. The reactions from people online were mixed. Some thought Marvin was just masking greed with a bit of spiritual talk, using his position to pressure people into handing over money. They felt that he was taking advantage of the situation and trapping people under the guise of religion. Others were more sympathetic, arguing that it was just a misunderstanding and that Marvin wasn't trying to harm anyone. But no matter which side people were on, one thing was clear: this was a hot mess, and the backlash was coming in strong. It didn't take long for Marvin to try and defend himself. He knew the internet was on fire, and he had to step in to clear things up.
What God told me, he said, there is a new beginning for some folks. So I wrote my check for $800, and the Lord told me challenge 12 people to bring $800. Any of you on the floor, you want to come, I want you to put it in my hand. I'm at 5, I need 7 more. There's one down here, Bishop Martin. So I need 4 more. So tonight when I began to ask the Lord, he said, tell the folks that want some closure on some situations, when they write the checks and when they give tonight, write closure. And he said, the same closure that I gave you, I'm going to give to them. There are 25 of you that will bring a check for $500 tonight.
So, he took to his Facebook page to explain what happened. He said that his intent wasn't to make people feel trapped or pressured into giving. He explained that he was just trying to create a safe space for the financial exchange to happen during the service, and that the video, taken out of context, made it look a lot worse than it actually was. In his post, Marvin pointed out that when money is being collected in any church service, it's a vulnerable moment, and he didn't want the distractions of people moving around. He claimed his decision to lock the doors was about creating a focused and respectful environment, not controlling people. He acknowledged that the video made him look bad, but he asked people to understand the full picture. Marvin even referenced the Bible to back up his actions, quoting a passage from 1 Chronicles 29 where King David challenges the people to give generously for the building of the temple. Marvin argued that asking for a specific amount of money wasn't unbiblical and was part of the tradition of asking people to give in faith. To him, it was a challenge to be sacrificial, just like David did. Still, the internet wasn't buying it. People weren't letting him off the hook that easily.
What has happened is people have taken clickbait and made something out of it that it isn't. And because of that, my church has been getting phone calls. People have called my church and cussed me out. My staff are afraid because I've received death threats over $20 and shut the door. People have come to our campus. They have come to my church to try to cause problems, issues, challenges.
The criticism continued to pour in, with some accusing Marvin of using God's name to manipulate people into giving money. The situation was only getting worse, and no amount of damage control seemed to calm the storm. But the plot thickens. Marvin then came out claiming that he's been receiving death threats. He appeared on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, where he shared that the viral video has affected his life and that of his children. He claimed that some people were threatening his life over the incident. However, some people are now questioning whether this is all just a diversion from the real issue, the investigation into him for possible fraud and tax evasion. According to some reports, the IRS may be looking into Marvin's finances. Allegedly, some church members said that the money raised at the convention wasn't used for the church but instead was kept by Marvin for himself. This sparked rumors of a possible investigation, and sources claim that the IRS is digging into his financial dealings. Word on the street is that they've found something that doesn't quite add up, and now Marvin might be in serious trouble. At the end of the day, The drama surrounding Marvin Sapp raises a lot of questions about the intersection of faith and finances. It's one thing to ask for donations to support the church, but it's another to aggressively demand money from the congregation in such a public way. Even if Marvin's intentions weren't malicious, the whole situation has left a bad taste in many people's mouths. So, what do you think? Was Marvin justified in asking his congregation to give? Do you think he was just trying to follow biblical principles, or did he cross a line? And what about the allegations of fraud and tax evasion? Could this be the beginning of something much bigger? Let's talk about it in the comments below. And when you're done, be sure to check out the next video for more updates on this ongoing saga. So, what do you think? Was Marvin justified in asking his congregation to give? Do you think he was just trying to follow biblical principles, or did he cross a line? And what about the allegations of fraud and tax evasion? Could this be the beginning of something much bigger? Let's talk about it in the comments below. And when you're done, be sure to check out the next video for more updates on this ongoing saga.